Hello BSS, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here then just welcome. Hi, my name is Brenda. I do mostly paranormal videos here on my channel, so if that is something that you are interested in, please consider subscribing down below and turn on your post notifications so you do not miss when I post another video like this one. Now, before we do get into today's video, I just wanted to mention really quickly that I am starting to do memberships on my channel. So if you want to join, there is a join button down below where you can join to be a member of my channel, and you would pay $5 a month only to get an extra video a month. Oh, sorry. An extra video a month, and then you get these really cute special badges next to your name whenever you comment on my videos or anything like that, and then you would get priority replies and other perks that I will be adding later on in the future. But if you are interested in that, just wanted to let you guys know that that's a thing that I'm doing down below as well, and there's super thanks enabled too, which you will see down by the subscribe button. But anyway, that's all I wanted to tell you guys really quickly, so let's go ahead and get into today's video. Alright you guys, so today I am doing some more paranormal stories that were submitted to me by my subscribers, so I hope that you guys are ready to listen to those and that you guys are all cozied up, you have a snack, a drink, just something more to add to the experience. But alright, let's get into spooky mode. Let's get ready to read some stories. And as always, before I go on the first story, if you want to submit your stories, please go ahead and send them to my email, that are the only place that I check stories for. So my email is beyondbs@paranormal@gmail.com. Alright, so story number 1 is sent in to me by Filipinas Ho. That's just their username, I believe. It says, "Hola Brenda, this is Lily." Oh, there's her real name. "My whole family was so entertained when you read my sister's story. Now, my brother's wife is requesting me to share her demonic experience involving an ex-boyfriend. Not too long before meeting my brother at one of the biggest Australian telecommunications company where they first worked together, she was in an 8-year relationship with somebody whose elders were rumored to be shapeshifters. She never believed it until she encountered the entity itself. My sister-in-law is a nurse by profession, but never practiced it. She's always known that she's made for the corporate world, but allowed her mom to decide for her studies in exchange of a brand new car that she would later on use to go to parties to meet guys, only to get stuck with one guy for the rest of her peak years. During her rotation days 12 years ago, she was so excited upon hearing that she's given an afternoon schedule that ended at midnight, because she could use it as an excuse to spend nights at her boyfriend's place, telling her folks that she's scared to be on the road that late. The terrors she witnessed in that house were not what she signed up for. At first, her only complaints were about the ailing grandpa's loud groans of pain ruining her mood in bed, until one Friday night, in the middle of sleeping, she woke up to some murmurs. She moved near the wall to listen closely. She heard, "Take me, now. I can't do this anymore. Please." Nights later, she arrived to her ex's place and took a minute to look down to the pond to watch the koi's while undoing her hair. You know the way nurses' hair are tied up in a tight bun with a hairnet? The moment she let her hair down, an invisible person pulled it so hard, making her look up to the sky, and got even more shocked upon noticing that it's a full moon. The next morning, the entire family gathered and discussed about the ritual that they have to perform to put an end to the old man's suffering while having breakfast. She just sat there clueless of what's going on with her boyfriend beside her, not bothering to explain things. What she picked up from the conversation were, quote, "I'll find a black cat to slaughter. Where are we going to get a stingray tail from within the city? And I'll set an alarm at 1 a.m. to not get to the cemetery later than 3, end quote. She was a little creeped out, but curious, and wanted to stay for the adventure. She decided to not come home that weekend to not miss anything. The next day came, and the family gathered with all the ritual paraphernalia. She asked, "Where's the cat?" Her ex's uncle replied, "I already sacrificed it." Everything just sinked in, and she wanted to back out, but it was too late. The family began the ritual. She felt goosebumps all over her body. What gave her a heart attack was seeing the shrunken grandpa lift his whole bed above his head with just one hand. She blacked out during the rest of the session, then hurriedly came home when it ended. After a week, the old man died. She moved on from it so quick and continued dating the guy for the next 6 years. When they broke up, she realized that she may have been under a love spell for years because her ex was so hideous and she couldn't understand. Sorry. Damn, I roasted him. And she couldn't understand how she ever got attracted to him. Girl. Damn. She was like, I for sure had to be under a spell because ain't no way I would ever look at that man. Oh my goodness. That is freaking insane. Like, because after having witnessed all of that, there is no way that I would have gone back with him or like been with him any further. I'd been like, all right, this was cool enough, but I think I'm gonna head out. Because what the hell was that? Like a whole ass ritual, and they're gonna act like it's all good, like this is normal, and not even explain anything that's happening. Like, that's insane to me. That story is crazy. Thank you so much for sending that in, Lily. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad she's not with him anymore, because who knows what other crazy shit they would have put her through. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into story number 2. Alright, this next one is sent to me by Loretta Yolandi. I'm gonna say Loretta because she's yeah, I'm gonna say Loretta. She says, "Hi, you can use my name in your video. Here's my story. Me and my family moved to a small village in England years ago. When we moved in, we loved the area. It was quiet and peaceful, and you could always hear the birds singing in the morning. Soon we had an incident when my older brother was sleeping on our couch. I was in the upstairs bedroom, and the rest of our family was gone for the day. Me and my brother heard a really big bang, as if someone dropped something like metal really heavy. My brother thought it was me, and I thought it was him. We went to go see what fell, and it was our really big family frame, which was in the living room. I know this could be excused by saying that the nails were weak, but we had that frame for 5 years and nothing has ever happened. It fell in a really weird way too. There was glass shattered everywhere, and the picture frame also fell in a weird position. When it fell, it should have fell straight down next to the wall it was on, because it's a really heavy thing that can't be blown away by some winds, lol. But the frame had fell all the way into the middle of the room. When we saw this, we thought someone could have broken in because of the way it was positioned. It was so obvious that someone had to have thrown it. We checked everything, but everything else was fine. The next week, I was home alone with my pet dog, and suddenly I started hearing really light tapping noises. At first, I dismissed it because I know that sometimes houses randomly make noises, but as soon as I heard it stop, then start again, after a few minutes, I automatically had this really bad feeling. My dog came in the room and started to stare at the direction of the door. At first, I thought he was looking at some insect, but when I went to go investigate what he was staring at, he immediately started barking and growling really loudly, as if he could see something I couldn't. I was really scared, so I started to pray loudly, and eventually he stopped barking. I was relieved. When my family came home, I went up to my mother and told her what had happened, but she said that it could have been some insect or something, which was also my first thought. But I know what I saw, and he has never been like this before. The next night, I couldn't fall asleep because I was thinking about what has happened for the past weeks. I was laying on the bed the wrong way around, meaning my head was where my feet usually are, because I wanted some light from the corridor shining in my room. Suddenly, I see a really dark shadow in the corner of my eye fly through my room. I was terrified. I went to go turn the light on and sat back on my bed. I tried to make an excuse that the reason I seen that was that it could have just been my hair. Like sometimes when you think you see someone's there, but it's just your hairs in the corner of your eye, if you get what I mean. Yeah, I do that a lot. But unfortunately, it was not that, because about 10 minutes later, I start hearing really loud bangs on my window. My room is on the second floor. I go and open my curtain to see what it was, and what I see standing in front of me is something that I will never be able to forget. I see a horrifying woman, if you can even call it that, standing there upside down. Her skin was peeling off of her, and for where her eyes were supposed to be, there was nothing but 2 empty black holes. And in a blink of an eye, she was gone. As soon as I saw that, I fainted, and when I woke up, I was surrounded by my family. I told them what I saw, but they didn't believe me. I was saddened because it felt so draining to witness something happen in front of your eyes and no one believed a word you say. As soon as time went on, I just accepted that I had probably imagined it all or something. That's why these things happened to me. But yesterday, when me and my family were moving houses, I had a conversation with my mother about all those things that had happened, and she said something to me that made me get goosebumps all over my body. She said that she saw that woman too, and all my family had had strange things happen to them, but the reason they said they didn't believe me was because they didn't want to scare me at a young age like that. I hope you enjoyed my story and that it made sense, and sorry that it's lengthy. By the way, I love your videos. I watch them on repeat all day, every day. Thank you so much. I really did enjoy it, Loretta. Thank you so much for sending it in. And I hope that you aren't having these experiences anymore, especially since you said that you don't live there anymore, that you moved to a different house. But that was so scary, especially seeing that woman, because that sounds disgusting. Having no eyeballs and her skin peeling off, like, no ma'am, I would have fainted too. But even if you were young, they should have still kind of not made you seem like you're crazy, basically, by being like, oh, you're just imagining all this, you know? They should have gave you like a little bit of some kind of support and been like, you know, it's gonna be all good, like this stuff like this happens sometimes, and you just have like different ways to cope with it, basically, is what you needed here. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on to our third story. This one is sent in to me by Jasmine Perez. It says, hello Bianbiasa, I have some few short scary things that had happened to me before, and I would like to share it with you. So she's got 3 separate stories. Alright, so her first story says, so one day in summer vacation, my cousin and I were sitting down in the table eating our food. My cousin had gotten water and put it in a cup. We were eating in those round glass table inside. She put her water between us. We were talking about something when all of a sudden the cup moves down a bit. I thought I was the only one that saw it, but my cousin saw it too. We started panicking. My cousin then says that maybe the air pushed it, but there was no way air can push it since it's really hot outside, and inside there was no air that strong. What the hell? So it just moved like a little bit. I just realized that my little lights turned off. No wonder the lighting changed in here. I was like, it's a little too. Sorry, I had to put that back on. Was it a paper cup or was it like a glass cup? Because if it was a glass, then definitely no way that it could have moved a little bit by some air moving it. Okay, and now her second story. It says, one day I was on the phone with my friend and we stayed up until 1 or 2 a.m. and I told her I was gonna go to sleep, so I hung up. Finally, when I was about to close my eyes, I heard a knock on the window. I started panicking, so I went to check slowly to see who knocked on my window, but there was nobody there. Oh, I don't like that. That's always creepy. Especially if you're on the second story like somebody else, because if somebody was knocking on mine, I'd be like, how? They would have to be up on a ladder. Okay, and her last story, it says, one day I was sleeping when all of a sudden I was waking up slowly, but then I felt like I couldn't move. It was like something was on top of me. I tried so hard to move, the only thing I could do was move my eyes. and I was looking around when I saw some shadow in the corner of my room, and then I heard this really weird sound in my ear. It was like a lady screaming so loudly. So I closed my eyes and I started praying in my head until I was able to move and didn't see anything. Sleep paralysis, girl. I don't know how anybody can live with experiencing that, honestly. Like, I don't know what I would do. I've never experienced that. I just know that I'd be freaking out big time. Like, I think I would pass out from it. Like, honestly. But that is her last story. Thank you so much, Jasmine, for sending those creepy little paragraphs on there. Alright guys, that is going to be the last story. I'm sorry that it was only 3 in this video. I am down to the last 3 on my email, like the last 3 submissions that I have, so I'm saving them for a second video to make. So please make sure if you have any more scary stories that you want to send in, to send them into my email, beyondbsfparanormal@gmail.com. That way I can make more of these, and that way I can share your experiences here on my platform. Go ask your aunt, your tia, your grandpa, your grandma, anybody that you know who has had some kind of experience, and type it out for me in the way that they told it to you, and that way I can read it here, because as I said, I'm down to my last 3, and I want to be able to pre-film some more of these videos for you guys. But yeah guys, that is going to be it from me today. And before I do end today's video, today's comment shout out goes to this person right here. Thank you so much for leaving a nice comment. As always, I really do appreciate it, and it really makes my day. And if you want to be the next comment shout out, all you have to do is leave me a nice comment down below, and that's it. And now with all of that being said, you guys, thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of the video. Hopefully I will see you in my next one. Don't forget to stay safe and be kind. Bye bye.